रोजी I'll call him.
उसने क्या दिया?
पेनपेक्स मारा।
पेनपेक्स का डोज चेंज कर दिया गया। पहले 0.125 ले रहे थे, अभी 0.25 ले रहे हैं। सेम 2 गोली का पावर एक है। हाँ? बोले नहीं।
रामानुज
अभी रहेंगे थोड़ी देर बाद।
हाँ
शांत को पिना दास जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। The glories of Purushottam maas from ISKCON to Chennai, translated from Padma Puran. Translated from Padma Puran. Once upon a time, thousands of sages came together in the holy place called Naimisharanya to perform sacrifice. To their very good fortune, the great sage Suta Goswami, who had been travelling to different pilgrimage sites, arrived there along with his disciples. The sages present were very enlivened to see him. They all stood up immediately to pay their respect to the great sage, offered him a very nice Vyasa asan, and requested him with folded hands to sit down on it. The sages of Naimisharanya said to Suta Goswami with folded hands, "O Sutaji, we humbly request you to tell us something about the wonderful activities and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are many thousands of such narrations, but we want to hear the most perfect one, by following which we can all be delivered from this material ocean and return back to Godhead." Hearing the request made by the sages, headed by Shaunaka Rishi, Suta Goswami began to speak. O sages, please listen to me. I first went to Pushkar Tirth, and then after visiting thousands of other holy places, I reached Hastinapur. There on the bank of Ganges, I saw thousands of sages sitting together with Parikshit Maharaj. Just then, the great sage Shukadeva Goswami appeared, and all the sages present paid him proper respect by rising from their seats with folded hands. All the sages unanimously offered the Vyasasan to Shukadeva Goswami, who would speak Krishna Katha to Parikshit Maharaj. Suta Goswami said, O sages, I have just come from Hastinapur where I heard Srimad Bhagavatam from the lotus mouth of Shukadeva Goswami. Now I will tell you about the all attractive activities and pastimes of the Lord. Once long ago, Sri Narad Muni reached Badrik Ashram, the residence of Sri Narayan Rishi. The river Alakananda was flowing down from his lotus feet. Narada paid obeisances to Narayan and prayed, O Lord of the demigod, O Ocean of mercy, O Master of creation, you are all truthful, the essence of all truth. I offer my obeisances unto you. O Lord, in this material world, all living entities are busy, engaged in sense gratification. They have all forgotten the ultimate goal of life. Therefore, please explain something which will be helpful both for householders and sages in the renounced order like me. Something that will keep us attain self-realization and return back home, back to Godhead. Hearing the sweet words of Narada, Lord Narayan smiled. He said, O Narada, please listen to the narrations about the supremely pious pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, for they will diminish all sinful reactions. You already know of all the activities of the Supreme Lord, but for the benefits of others, you are asking me again. Now I will tell you about the glories of the sacred Purushottam month, which is fully potent to grant not only material happiness but also qualify one to return back to Godhead at the end of the life. Naradaji inquired, O Lord, I have heard the glories of all months, including Kartika, Chaitra, etc. But which month is this Purushottam month? O Ocean of Mercy, please tell me all about this sacred month. What is the way to glorify this month? What should I do in this month? How should I take bath, give in charity, etc.? What should I chant? Who should I worship? Should I observe fasting in this month? Please tell me everything in detail. Suta Goswami said, O sages, after hearing all the questions from Narada, the Lord Narayan began to speak from his moon-like lotus mouth. O Narada, I will tell you something which was previously explained by Lord Sri Krishna to Maharaj Yudhishthira. Once, Dharmaraj Yudhishthira lost everything, his empire, his palace, and even his chaste wife Draupadi, to Duryodhan in a gambling match. At that time, Draupadi was insulted by Dushasan in front of the whole royal assembly. But when Dushasan tried to strip Draupadi naked, she was saved from such a dangerous situation by Lord Sri Krishna. After this incident, Yudhishthira Maharaj along with his brothers and wife left his kingdom and lived in Kamyavan, Vrindavan. Once, Sri Krishna, son of Devaki, visited the Pandavas in that forest. All the Pandavas, including Draupadi, were very happy to see their Lord, and they forgot their painful forest life immediately. They felt enriched with a new life. Yes, Master. Last paragraph, Maharaj. Suta Goswami said, from Draupadi Maharaji? At that time, Draupadi was insulted by Dushasan in front of the whole royal assembly. But when Dushasan had tried to strip Draupadi naked, she was saved from such a dangerous situation by Lord Sri Krishna. After this incident, Yudhishthira Maharaj along with his brothers and wife left his kingdom and lived in Kamyavan, Vrindavan. Once Sri Krishna, son of Devaki, visited the Pandavas in the forest. All the Pandavas, including Draupadi, were very happy to see their Lord, and they forgot their painful forest life immediately. They felt enriched with a new life just by taking Sri Krishna's darshan. They paid their obeisances at their Lord's lotus feet. Seeing the miserable condition of the Pandavas, Sri Krishna became very upset, and at that time he became very angry towards Duryodhana. It appeared as if the Lord was going to destroy the whole universe. And so the Pandavas became fearful and all began to pray to the Lord in a humble mood. Listening to the humble prayers of Arjun, the Lord composed himself and said, O Arjun, being very pleased with all of you Pandavas and being controlled by your devotion and friendship towards me, I will now tell you about the wonderful history of Purushottam month. Once upon a time, by the arrangement of Providence, an extra month came to this world. Everyone took this month to be the most inauspicious and even saw it like a stool-like month, Malamas. Just as one should not touch stool, this month was also seen as untouchable. It was constantly unprotected and blasphemed, and rejected by everyone as an improper time for any religious and auspicious activities. Being so rejected by all human beings and constantly hearing only bad words and blasphemy, the personality of this extra month became very, very sad. She came to Vaikuntha to explain her sorrowful situation to the Lord. Seeing Lord Vishnu on his Simhasan, she fell down at his lotus feet in a mood of sorrow and grief. Tears were falling profusely from her eyes. She prayed to the Lord, O ocean of mercy, I have come to you because I am helpless. One more. I have been rejected and blasphemed by all people of the world. Please protect me. Please show me your mercy. Please don't be indifferent towards me. Saying these words, the extra month, Adhik Maas, continued crying in front of the Lord Vishnu and sat down before him in a dejected mood. Seeing the humble and pitiable position of the extra month, Lord Vishnu became very merciful towards her. He told her, Do not lament. I shall give you protection from all of your miseries. Please stop crying. It is not proper to lament after taking shelter of my lotus feet. Being so consoled by the Lord, the extra month said, O Lord, you know my painful condition. No one is in more miserable situation in these 3 words than I. First of all other months, years, days, nights, directions, etc. are being protected by you. And so they are always moving fearlessly in their unique charming moods. But I, an extra month, don't have any name, nor any protector, nor a husband to give me shelter. All the demigods and human beings have rejected me for any auspicious activities. For this reason, O Lord, I want to die immediately. O Narad, this extra month then repeatedly said, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die. Then she fainted at the feet of the Lord. Being requested by Lord Vishnu, Garuda started fanning the extra month. And after some time she got up and began to speak. O Lord of the universe, I am in need. Yes, Maharaj, I'll repeat it. For this reason, O Lord, I want to die immediately. O Narad, this extra month then repeatedly said, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die. Then she fainted at the feet of the Lord. Being requested by Lord Vishnu, Garuda started fanning the extra month. And after some time she got up and began to speak again. O Lord of the universe, I am in need of your shelter, please protect me. Lord Vishnu told the extra month, O child, please don't lament. Your misery will be finished very soon. Get up and come with me to Golok Vrindavan, which is even unattainable to great yogis. Golok is the abode of Lord Shri Krishna. Here, Lord Shri Krishna is in two-handed form, surrounded by gopis and is enjoying his eternal pastimes. The Supreme Shri Krishna of Golok will deliver you from all your miseries. Please come with me. Then Lord Vishnu took Malamas, the extra month, to Golok by catching her by the hand. From a distant place, Lord Vishnu and Malamas observed the effulgence of Golok. This dazzling effulgence automatically forced Malamas to close her eyes. Therefore, keeping the extra month behind him, Lord Vishnu proceeded further until they reached the main gate. There the doorkeeper paid his respects to him. Having reached the supreme abode, Lord Vishnu met Lord Shri Krishna, who was surrounded by many devoted gopis. Lord Vishnu, husband of Rama Devi, paid his obeisances to Lord Shri Krishna. And then he made the extra month also offer her obeisances at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Even though she was crying loudly, immediately Shri Krishna asked, "Why is she crying? She is in Golok Vrindavan. Why is she crying?" Hearing these words from Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Vishnu got up from his seat and started explaining the miserable condition of the extra month. He begged him to please protect his unprotected month. There is no one except you, Lord Krishna, who can save this extra month from her hellish condition and give her full protection. Having said these words, Lord Vishnu remained standing in front of Lord Krishna with folded hands. Then Suta Goswami continued to speak. O sages, Lord Vishnu took his seat and Lord Krishna spoke very confidential words to him. Shall I repeat, Mother? Yes, Mother. There is no one except you, Lord Krishna, who can save this extra month from her hellish condition and give her full protection. Having said these words, Lord Vishnu remained standing in front of Lord Krishna with folded hands. Then Suta Goswami continued to speak. O sages, Lord Vishnu took his seat and Lord Krishna spoke very confidential words to him. Listen carefully, for I am now going to share these words with all of you. Purushottam Shri Krishna said, O Vishnu, you have done a very great deed by bringing this extra month to me. You will become even more famous for performing this act. Because you have accepted this maas, I will also accept her. I shall make this poor extra month just like me in quality, fame, opulence, realization, success, and in giving benediction to the devotees. This month will become equally potent to me. I am bestowing all my divine qualities in this abused month, named after me. This month will be famous as Purushottam month in this world. O Janardhan, now that she has imbued my qualities, I myself will become the husband and protector of this Purushottam month. And being equal to me, this month will be the master of all other months. Now this month will become worshipable by one and all. Everyone should pay their obeisances to her. Everyone should worship her. This month is equally as powerful as me to give any type of benediction to its observer. The worshipper of this month will be able to burn all these past sinful reactions to ashes, and after enjoying a blissful life in this material realm, he will return back to Godhead. O Garud Dhwaja, Lord Shri Krishna continued, my Golok is unattainable to the performers of austerities, Mahatmas engaged in pious activities, to people who maintain celibacy, or to those who fast their whole life's duration. But just by observing Purushottam maas and becoming a devotee, one can easily cross over this material ocean and return back to Godhead. Observance of this Purushottam month is the best of all austerities. Just as farmer produces a rich harvest by planting seeds in nicely cultivated land, so an intelligent man who practices devotional service towards the Supreme Lord in this Purushottam month will enjoy a blissful life while in this world, and after leaving his body, he will return back to Godhead. An unfortunate ignorant man who does not perform any japa, does not give any charity, does not pay respect to Lord Krishna and his devotees, does not behave properly to Brahmanas, makes enmity with others, and who blasphemes the Purushottam month will go to hell for an unlimited period. Lord Shri Krishna continued, how can a person make his life successful unless he performs devotional service in this Purushottam month? A person who is fully engaged in sense gratification and does not give any special importance to this sacred month become the best candidate for hell. All human beings should perform some devotional service in this Purushottam month by 1. Worshipping me, Shri Krishna, by chanting my holy name. 2. Study of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, particularly chapter 15, Purushottam Yoga. 3. Giving in charity. 4. Offering ghee diya lamp daily. A fortunate person who follows my instructions and observes this Purushottam month properly and in a faithful way worships me will attain fame, opulence, and a good son in this very life. After enjoying a happy life, he will return back to Golok Dham. By following my instructions, everyone should worship this sacred month. I have made it the best among all other months. O husband of Rama Devi Vishnu, give up all kinds of mental speculation about this extra month. Just take this Purushottam month with you to your Vaikuntha abode. After narrating this brief history of Purushottam month, Lord Shri Krishna glanced very mercifully upon Yudhishthir and Draupadi and then began speaking to Arjun. O lion amongst men, can you now understand the reason why you Pandavas are suffering? You did not acknowledge or honor the presence of Purushottam month, which has just recently finished. That month, which is most dear to Vrindavan Chandra, has passed. But you Pandavas were in the forest and did not worship Purushottam month. Now you are suffering. You have been following the ritualistic principles given to you by Vyasadeva. But unless you worship Purushottam month, you cannot perform pure devotional service to me. Lord Shri Krishna continued. Now I am going to narrate a famous historical event concerning the previous birth of Draupadi. In her previous birth, Draupadi was the daughter of a great Brahman sage called Medhavi. Her mother died when she was a small child, so she was under the care of her father. Day by day she grew to the full-bloom youth. She was very beautiful, but her father was not interested in arranging her marriage. Seeing her other girlfriends with their husbands and young children, she passed her days in a very miserable way. In the meantime, her father passed away from this material world while uttering the sacred name of Hari. This made his daughter even more miserable. Fortunately, the great sage Durvasa Muni appeared in her ashram shortly after her father's death. Seeing the great sage, the girl paid her obeisances to him and respectfully worshipped him. She offered flowers and fruits to the great sage, and when she expressed his pleasure with her reception, she began lamenting and crying before him. Concerning the sage inquired about her lamentation, the Brahmana girl began to speak. O great saint Durvasa, you know everything, past, present and future. I have no shelter in this world. I have lost all my relatives. My parents have passed away and I have no elder brother. I am also unmarried and therefore there is no husband to protect me. O great sage, please do something. Please help me. Please give me some advice to relieve me from this miserable condition. After listening to her prayer, Durvasa began to consider the unfortunate condition of the girl and he decided to show mercy towards her. Durvasa Muni began to speak. O beautiful one, 3 months from now the most auspicious Purushottam month will begin. This sacred month is most dear to Lord Krishna. Just by taking a holy bath in this month, a man or a woman can become completely sinless. This Purushottam month is more glorious than all other months, including Kartik month. The glories of all other months is not even equal to 1/16th of the glories of Purushottam month. The merit of a person who takes a holy bath even once in this month is equal to the merit of taking bath in the Ganga for 12,000 years, or the merit achieved by a person who takes a bath in Ganga or Godavari when Brihaspati enters Leo. If you will take a holy bath, give in charity and chant the holy name of Krishna during this month, all your miseries will go away. You will attain all kinds of protection. All of your desires will be fulfilled. Please follow my advice. Please do not forget to worship the forthcoming Purushottam month very sincerely. After speaking these words, Durvasa Muni remained silent. Unfortunately, the young Brahmani did not believe in these words. Rather, she became angry and started blaspheming. O great sage, you are lying. How could this extra month, which is also called Mal maas or stool month, be superior to other great months like Magh, Kartik and Vaishakha? I cannot believe your words. You are trying to cheat me. This extra month is known to be most abominable for any kind of pious activity. Hearing these words from the Brahmana girl, Durvasa became very angry. His whole body started burning and his eyes became red. But remembering the helpless condition of the girl, he consciously controlled himself. Sage Durvasa told the girl, O unintelligent one, I am not going to curse you because your father was a good friend of mine. You are in such a helpless condition. Being an ignorant child, you cannot understand the Shastric conclusion. I'm not going to take your offenses towards me seriously, but at the same time, I cannot and should not tolerate your offense towards Purushottam month. In your next life, you will certainly reap the results of your offensive words. The great sage Durvasa then hurriedly left the place to perform his service to Lord Narayana. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, O sinless one, when Durvasa Muni left that place, the Brahmana girl Draupadi in her previous birth lost all of her opulences in a moment. Being an offender to Purushottam month, her Lord Shri Krishna told Arjuna, O sinless one, when Durvasa Muni left that place, the Brahmana girl Draupadi in her previous birth lost all of her opulences in a moment. Being an offender to Purushottam maas, her body began to look very ugly and she lost all of her bodily effulgence. She then decided to worship Lord Shiva, who is known as Ashutosh, one who is very easily pleased. This young Brahmani then began to perform great austerities to please Lord Shiva and the husband of Parvati. She continued her austerity for 9,000 years. In the summer season, she would sit for meditation surrounded by fire and under the hot sun. In the winter season, she meditated under freezing cold water. Observing her great austerities, even the demigods became fearful. Lord Shankar then appeared before the Brahmana girl because he was very pleased by her worship and austerities. When Lord Shiva appeared before the girl in the spiritual form, she immediately stood up, rejuvenated. In the presence of Lord Shiva, all of her body weaknesses disappeared and she again started to look beautiful. Seeing Lord Shiva in front of her, she started worshipping him in her mind and then began to recite nice prayers to please him. Being very pleased with the girl, Lord Shiva said, O performer of austerity, all good fortune to you. Now please ask some boon from me. I am pleased with you. I shall grant whatever you want. Hearing these words from the mouth of Lord Shiva, the girl said, O friend of the poor, if you are pleased with me, then please give me a husband. Repeatedly speaking the words same time, give me husband 5 times, the girls fell silent. Lord Shiva replied, let it be. You have asked for a husband 5 times, now you will get 5 husbands. Hearing Lord Shiva's word, the girl became very ashamed. She said, O Lord, it is most abominable for a girl to have 5 husbands. Please retract your words. Lord Shiva then spoke to her very gravely. That is impossible for me. What you have asked for me will be granted. You will get 5 husbands in your next life. Previously, you offended Purushottam maas by not following the kind advice of sage Durvasa. O Brahmana girl, there is no difference between the body of Durvasa and mine. All we demigods, including Lord Brahma and all great saints like Narad, worship this Purushottam maas in accord with the order of Lord Krishna. A devotee of Purushottam month achieves all good fortune in this life, and at the end of his life, he goes back to Golok Dham, the abode of Lord Shri Krishna. Being an offender to this sacred Purushottam month, you will get 5 husbands in your next life. The girl became very remorseful. But Lord Shiva immediately disappeared from the place. After Lord Shiva's departure, the young Brahmani became very morose and fearful about her future life. In this way, after a few days, the girl left her body by the arrangement of the Providence. Lord Shri Krishna then said, O Arjun, in the meantime, the great king Drupad had been performing an elaborate sacrifice. From this sacrificial fire, the young Brahmani took her rebirth. She appeared as the daughter of Maharaj Drupad. O Arjun, the same daughter of Medvi Rishi has now become famous in the world as Draupadi. She is none other than your present wife. Because she blasphemed the Purushottam month in her previous life, she was insulted by Dushasan in front of whole Kuru assembly in the presence of all her Pandav husbands. Fortunately, she remembered me, Shri Krishna, and took my shelter. Forgiving her offences, I protected her from that most abominable condition and saved her from the hand of Dushasan. Oh dear Pandav brothers, please do not forget to worship the forthcoming Purushottam month. A person who blasphemes Purushottam month will never attain a good fortune. The Purushottam month is fully potent to fulfill all your desires and remove all miseries. Now, your 14 years of forest life is coming to end. Please worship this Purushottam month sincerely, for it will bestow all good fortune upon you. Giving full consolation to the Pandavas in this way, Lord Shri Krishna then left the place for Dwarka. After some time, when the Purushottam month appeared, Maharaj Yudhishthir reminded his younger brother and wife Draupadi of the words of Lord Shri Krishna. All of them followed the instruction he had given them. They worshipped Purushottam Shri Krishna in various ways during this sacred month. From the merit they achieved by performing Purushottam Vrata, they regained their lost kingdom. And after enjoying a happy life, they all returned back to Godhead by the grace of Lord Shri Krishna. An intelligent person should engage himself in hearing Krishna Katha from a pure soul. In this way, one should always meditate on Krishna and discuss his pastimes with other devotees. He should take rest thinking of Lord Shri Krishna within his heart. If one is a grihastha, he should perform his household duties in a truthful and peaceful way. He should not commit violence to others and should be merciful towards saintly people as well as to the poor. Protection of animals, truthful speech, mercifulness, and non-violence are some of the important principles a grihastha should follow. Suta Goswami then continued to relate this discussion between Lord Narayan and Naradji to the sages of Naimisharanya. He said, O Brahmanas, the great sage Narad Muni became very pleased by hearing all about Purushottam month from Lord Narayan. He paid his obeisances again and again to him and began to speak. Oh, this Purushottam month is best of all months. It is the best of all kinds of vratas and austerities. Even if one just hears the glories of Purushottam month faithfully, he will achieve devotional service to the Supreme Lord Purushottama, and all of his sinful reactions will be immediately nullified. One who performs Purushottam Vrat and worships Purushottam month properly will achieve unlimited merit and thus attains Golok. Narad Muni then told Lord Narayan, O Lord, I am fully satisfied and my heart and mind are completely satisfied. All glories to you. After so explaining these glories of Purushottam month, Shri Suta Goswami asked permission from the assembled sages to take their leave, bathe in the Ganges and perform his other regular duties. They gratefully agreed and he then paid them his humble obeisances and went to Ganga. The sages of Naimisharanya then spoke among themselves, Oh, this sacred Purushottam month is the most glorious and its history is ancient. It is so merciful that it fulfills all of a devotee's desire just like a desire tree. How glorious is Purushottam month! Simplified recommended worship for the Purushottam month. Establish the deity or picture of Sri Sri Radha Krishna in your home and worship them with love and devotion. Offer daily puja by chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Study Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, especially chapter 15, Purushottam Yoga. Daily offer a ghee lamp to Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Give charity to qualified Brahmanas. Engage in Go Seva and distribute Prasadam. Bathe in the holy rivers and associate with saintly devotees. Simplified recommended worship for the Purushottam Maas thus ends. I do have something from ISKCON Desire Tree as well, Maharaj. Okay. From ISKCON Desire Tree. Print out. Sure, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Reading from ISKCON Desire Tree, Glories of Purushottam Maas, article dated September 18, 2020. Purushottam, the holy month, occurs once every 3 years, a period believed to be the most favorable for spiritual upliftment. It is also called Mal Maas or dirty month by the performers of the Karma Kanda because they cannot get any material fruitive results from their worship during this month. Our Acharyas elucidate that it is called Mal Maas because devotional activities performed in this month destroy the dirt and contamination caused by sins. It is called Adhik or extra Maas because Shri Krishna has placed all his potencies, mercy, blessings, etc. in this month. And also because one gets more results from any pious act, only devotional service, Krishna Bhakti, gives the results in this Purushottam month. Krishna's favorite month. Of all months, Purushottam is Krishna's favorite month. In the Gita, Krishna says, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as the Supreme Person. Purushottam, chapter 15, verse number 18. The Lord of the universe, Jagannath, is also known as Purushottama. His abode, Puri, is also known as Purushottama Dham. Just as Krishna is the supreme among all incarnation, Purushottam is the supreme and holiest among all the months. The glories of Purushottam month based on authoritative bona fide Vedic scriptures like Padma Puran and Skanda Puran are as follows. First, Lord Shri Krishna declares, Purushottam month has all the power I have to bless its observer. One who follows Purushottam Vrata will destroy all his past sinful reactions. Without performing Purushottam Vrata, one cannot perform pure devotional service. The value of Purushottam month is far more valuable than all other types of austerities and religious activities mentioned in the Vedas. Anyone who observes Purushottam Vrat will return to my abode Golok at his very end of life. Second, Durvasa Muni pronounces, just by bathing a holy river during Purushottam month, one becomes sinless. The glory of all other months is not equal to 1/16th of the glory of the Purushottam month. By bathing in a holy place, giving charity and chanting the holy name of Krishna during Purushottam month, all miseries are destroyed. One attains all kinds of perfection and fulfills all of his desires. Third, Valmiki Muni remarks, by observing Purushottam Vrata, one attains more benefit than performing 100 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yajna. All holy places live within the body of the Purushottam month. Anyone who faithfully performs Purushottam Vrata will go back to Golok Vrindavan. Fourth, Narad Muni vocalizes, Purushottam month is the best of all month vratas and austerities. Just by faithfully hearing the glories of Purushottam month, one attains Krishna Bhakti and immediately nullifies his sinful reactions. One who performs Purushottam Vrata properly will attain unlimited Sukriti and go to the spiritual world. Fifth and last, Naimisharanya sages unitedly speak, merciful Purushottam month act like a desire tree to fulfill a devotee's desire. The significance benefits of Purushottam Maas. Purushottam month is worshipped all over the universe by devotees, sages, demigods, and even Lakshmi Devi herself. If one sincerely worships the lordships Radha and Krishna in Purushottam month, he attains everything, all pious credits and virtues. Purushottam month is the best month for all. For all spiritual advancement became in this highly auspicious month. Lord Krishna overlooks all the aparadh. Devotional practice during the month is said to bring the offenders a chance to be forgiven. One who observes Purushottam Vrat burns up the reactions of all his bad karmas and attains the direct service of Srimati Radha and Lord Shri Krishna. Thus ends the glories of Purushottam month from ISKCON Desire Tree. If you wish, Maharaj, I can read the translations of chapter 15 Purushottam Yoga Bhagavad Gita. कहीं और से सर्च करके निकालो. Maharaj, one is from Tirumala, Tirupati, official website of Sri Vaishnavas. Shall I read, Maharaj, from there? Okay. Purushottam Maas, which is the month of the 12th month as per the Indian calendar. Normally, the Purushottam Maas is followed by the calendar of ISKCON. The pilgrims who are the followers of ISKCON calendar will be following the Purushottam Maas. Like the other Indian states, the ISKCON have their own calendar. This calendar will also be having 12 months, but as the traditions of Lord Shri Krishna followers, The Purushottam maas is the extra month as per this calendar. No Maharaj, there is no katha here, just details. Bhagavad Gita Maharaj. 15th chapter. Bhagavad Gita as it is, 15th chapter, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. Verse number 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upwards and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas.
Translation.
Verse number 2. The branches of this tree extends downwards and upwards, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. Verse 3 and 4. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. Verse 5. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. Verse number 6. That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. Verse 7. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to the conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with 6 senses, which include the mind. Verse number 8. The living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another. As the air carries aromas, thus he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. 9th. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. 10th. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all of this. 11th. The endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly, but those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try. The splendor of the sun, this is 12th. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me. 13th. I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in orbit. I became the moon and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables. 14th. I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the 4 kinds of food stuff. 15th. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedant, and I am the knower of the Vedas. There are two classes of beings. This is 16th. There are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. And in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible. 17th. Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. 18th. Because I am transcendental beyond the both fallible and infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that Supreme Person. 19th. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. 20th and the last. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise and his endeavors will know the perfection. Thus ends the 15th chapter by Srila Prabhupada translation. Yes, ma'am. The glories of Purushottam month translated from Padma Puran. Lecture? Yes, Maharaj, I will search it right away. Yes, Maharaj.
I've been taking care of media and some data as well as some producer role. So I've been getting a lot of messages from devotees itself who are making anxiety also about the one month and even from general market, what are the implications of this this anxiety state. Now the general media has come and it's actually giving articles against the Vietnam. So the trend has actually changed now. Now even the followers of Ramakrishna are very silent, but the media is actually now pushing against Vivekananda from their own books. Recently we had three big news articles: the print, Microsoft News, or the MSN News, and India Times. They are very popular in Maharaj. They have gained views above 50 lakh within 48 hours, 50 lakh views, I find them. And they have posted from the books of Swami Vivekananda that he was actually eating non-veg and everything. So in general media, this trend has changed. And the messages that I have received from devotees are like mostly from India and some from outside also. Even some messages from the warriors have also come in support, saying that it's okay that the situation was people are very emotional. Yes, 83 pages of messages from devotees from So now I speak to Prabhuji. These are screenshots of all the comments that we have received from various pages on YouTube, Instagram, other social media platforms. And that is just collected within 24 hours, Maharaj. If we go on collecting from the last 5-6 days, it will go more than thousands and thousands of comments. Even general public. I recently collected just 83 pages of those comments. I can collect more also. Show it to you now. Show it to you. ठीक है, yes, Maharaj.
हाँ
It says Vivekananda loved a spicy mutton curry. No amount of eating grass brings any good. This is in fact. It says before Mugila Das, ISKCON founder Srila Prabhupada has also updated Vivekananda views. ISKCON Mugila Das has created a quite careful by questioning whether Swami Vivekananda was really divine or persona because he ate fish. What Vivekananda have said to us questions about a divine person eating fish, we do not have to look far because Vivekananda did comment on the attitude of the Vaishnavite sect, of which ISKCON is very modern incarnation. The position in which the modern Vaishnavas find themselves in rather one difficulty instances are found in Ramayana and Mahabharata. For instance, Prabhupada said in conversation in 1971 that Vivekananda has influenced the high class amongst educated class. They talk about Vivekananda, then this and that nonsense. Here amongst the educated class, there is influence of all these rascals. Vivekananda or
Where the codes supporting over here?
those codes. So, India is the mother of republic. Ban was not right. Free speech concepts. We have different philosophical schools which cannot be done. I am with Prabhuji. Now it is in Hindi. I translate Bharat. Earlier I had मुझे इस पर विश्वास नहीं था कि उन्होंने सच ही तो बोला. ऐसा तो करने कोई भी मानता मजाक बनाता रहता है. किसी को नहीं पसंद. Planning is not in sense. He is great personality. Changing life of he is exceptional. Has not technical offices. He has made obeisances full life. He is exceptional teacher. A warning would have been issued instead of banned. And something from Bangladesh is the reason I went to temple for the very first time. Indians should be protesting for it. Please guys. Amulya who was not just expressing his views, he was telling the truth with logic. Why to take such extreme steps like banning him? It is so wrong. Prabhuji is an exceptional human being. He has not said anything offensive. And he is an exceptional teacher. He should be banned. If he would be banned, who will reduce the reality was? He enlightened us on all contemporary issues. What should be before banning of those things? Ban should be removed. Why to ban and reveal the reality? Truth is truth. At least this should be understood by some, not the other. It's a wrong statement towards the world. ये मतलब ये सत्य बोला. This is no way on that. Banning for sharing weaknesses and dark side of Vivekananda. Mutila Puri is expressing his views with logic. Why to take such extreme step like banning? Is it so wrong? Not seeing Prabhuji for not seeing Prabhuji for a month will be like child separated from a father. Banning Prabhuji doesn't make any sense. He is a great personality changing life. Prabhuji बिल्कुल प्रभुजी ने बिल्कुल 100% सही कहा था. इसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है और उन्होंने अच्छाई को नमन भी किया. जो आदत बुरी है वो बुरी है. आपने सही कहा. सच कड़वा होता है. बैन नहीं करना चाहिए. Big thanks to Prabhuji. At least now I know Vivekananda ate beef and smoke. Yes, work is great, but if you can accept his great work, then you should also not ignore his mistake. I think Prabhuji said anything wrong. He just punished for saying truth. By the way, Vivekananda also used to do Vaishnava Apparat. He too used to criticize Vaishnavas a lot. Did people forget that? I am also shocked to hear this news. Amulya Gurji only spoke the truth and ISKCON always stands for the truth. I still believe the circular is fake and fabricated. ISKCON can't do this. How can a society be so insensitive that people should came to world and they banned the one who had courage to reveal that?
religious salient. This removed my faith from Islam society. They banned a sadhu just because he spoke truth. That too already mentioned in Vivekananda books. I am with Prabhuji. Ask. Address. These are collected from YouTube. YouTube. This is only YouTube. If you go to other social media sites, there also is even
चाहिए ड्रामा होना चाहिए ड्रामा
writing their story also, how they were saved about does not what it is given by Lord Shri Krishna and used by learned great sages and scholars. Those people who are blaspheming are simply acting on a sentimental level. Suppose from our childhood we have been fed that Vedan was a great person. But people really want to know what is wrong, please answer him relevant philosophical answers. Really misunderstood his right on his right to believe. And definitely there may be reasons, but here we can only see how still he is accepting Gurujan's order and didn't impose them from all their decision. This reflects the magnanimous personality of Vaishnava. I want to now know. May Lord Krishna bless him with strength and courage for speaking the truth and presenting our scriptures as it is in the age of hypocrisy and हाँ, मैं पहले बहुत नॉनवेज खाता था, स्मोकिंग भी करता था, बट आज मैंने इस कौन का वहाँ में जाकर सब कुछ छोड़ दिया और अच्छी जिंदगी जी रहा हूँ। नॉनवेज खाना स्मोकिंग करने से हम लोग का चेतना खराब होता है। वो की क्या करती है वो तो वैसे हाँ रियल ट्रूथ बताए, वो रियल फैक्ट है, आप लोग समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं। देख लो इस कौन कितना अच्छा है, कुछ गलत नहीं है, फिर भी एक अच्छा धर्म प्रचारक को बैन कर दिया। आप लोग को शर्म आना चाहिए कि नॉनवेज खाते भजन बाकी कर रहे हैं। ये अगर बैन करना चाहिए तो आप लोग को भी गलत प्रोसेस है। जो नॉनवेज खाते भगवान का ध्यान करेंगे, इस प्रोसेस को बैन करना चाहिए। स्वामी विवेकानंद को मैं रिस्पेक्ट करता हूँ, बट नॉनवेज खाना प्रोसेस नहीं चलेगा। जय जगन्नाथ। ये भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने सामने पहले अनंत अनंत खाना बैन किए। माला
Purushottam. आप ठीक लगा है
नहीं ये ऊपर रहेगा, ऊपर कॉर्नर ना ऊपर रहेगा
ये इधर है इसी पे ऊपर पेंट कर वो उसी ने मुझको बोला था यहाँ पे किसी से करेंगे उसको ऐसे बनाना
मूछली बना सकते हो।
हाँ मैं बोला था उसको मस्त बनाया था
जगह है ना,
हाँ जगह है थोड़ा सा
ज़्यादा नहीं, दो बार रखने का बस। यहाँ दो यहाँ दो,
एकदम तो पतला पतला निकाल देंगे तीन इधर
एकदम पतला होगा। मोटा नहीं देखना चाहिए,
हाँ
मोटा देखेंगे तो फिर मुंह को देखेंगे तो पहले नजर मुँह में जाएगा।
पुरुषोत्तम को बुला
इसके अंदर 500 रुपये निकाल के उसमें डाल दे, मतलब इसके अंदर टाइम गलती से डाल जाएगा, इसे ड्रेन में निकाल दे, अभी डालना उसमें 2 नंबर में 2 नंबर में डालना। हाँ हाँ ले लेगा। आगे तरफ नागद्वारा का प्रसाद निकल रहा था। महाराज के रूम के फ्रंट साइड वाला लिफ्ट ना उसके अंदर हो गया
नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं ज्ञानानंदं हरिनाम पदं वेदम् अवधूतं जय जय नमो तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी कृपा करी कर दे करो जय श्री श्री गिरिराज महाराज की जय। कृष्ण बलराम जगन्नाथ कृषि गौरताय भगवान जय। लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान जय। उग्र नरसिंहदेव प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। कृष्ण जय श्रील प्रभुपाद जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का आचार्य अष्टोत्तर सचमत श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम महीना की जय। अधिक मास महात्मा की जय। गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री कृष्ण बलराम दोनों भैया की जय। जगन्नाथ हृदय सुद्रा सुदर्शन की जय। श्री निताई गौर सुंदर भगवान की जय। श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय। उग्र नरसिंह देव की जय। प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री उग्र नरसिंह महादेव स्वामी की जय। नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय 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 श्री नरसिंह। सभी ऑल स्टेशन बोलिए हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम